homes, the people it's going to affect the most are people with numerous properties. Business, you know.
Because you can't homestead everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sad.
I need to understand that better too, because we'll get questioned, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. That's what he told me. So
Maybe he'll come today. We can ask him after the meeting or something.
because I had seen this the night before in the paper, and he talked about it, and he said, I did not see it. He's a state rep, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Byron area.
So I want to get a few copies of that maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, sorry, we're on.
September 13th, 9 o'clock. Call a special meeting to order. I guess we don't have a written agenda, except that one issue's on the agenda. But we will start this meeting too with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the item today is to look at the potential hiring of outside counsel to look at the optional forms of government that the county could pursue. I think we should probably have the next item, or the next thing is for Michael to explain statute 13D.01 for us.
A little bit of heads up.
Subdivision 6.
That would be a little bit appreciated. I didn't bring a statute book here. So the optional forms of government that are outlined, there are different forms, various forms that a government could take, whether it be a county administrator form, county commissioner, or a county coordinator form, an elected executive form. There are a whole host of forms of government that could be taken or could be elected, depending on the choice. Or what else we need to be.
Okay, the statute I'm talking about is special meetings, how they're conducted.
Sure. There was a special meeting that was called. Mr. Norman got a hold of me last week. You're supposed to wait 3 days in between, or a minimum of 3 days before having that special meeting. Don't count the first date. There's a little bit of ambiguity as whether or not you can count the third date as part of the notice. Say it. That's why it was scheduled.
Yeah, the statute goes on to say how to run this meeting. Glad you're all here. Public's here. Our media's here. That's all great. We want to be open, transparent, honest, and truthful. I think our citizens deserve that, as well as they deserve us to be fiscally responsible. As you all know, this is coming out of strategic planning, which was exactly what we were involved in. And in my opinion, we're still involved in strategic planning and pursuing the things that we wanted to bring forth from there. The statute goes on to say in this special meeting that if we so choose, we can take public input, but because it's a special session, special meeting for this issue, we don't have to do that, and we're probably not wanting to stay here all day. So if anybody wants to elaborate on that statute, you're sure welcome to do it so everybody understands. So, the item is on the table. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this special meeting because I don't feel there's anything to discuss, because we have a wonderful and knowledgeable legal team here, and I believe if they cannot advise us properly, we shouldn't have them on staff. So Any other, I mean, I know that that's a motion, but I also believe that people took time off from their schedules. This is a meeting, special meeting, you're right. They should be heard.
Maybe we should read the statute.
Mr. Wabi, if you'd like to give up any of your time for discussion, you're more than welcome to do that as a commissioner. So if you'd like to hear some input from the county or from anybody at this meeting, you're more than welcome to give your.
I thought the chair had to address that.
You're more than welcome to give up
Well,
the discussion.
Doesn't the discussion come after the second?
Yeah, I believe that's the way it was supposed to work.
If we're gonna hold this true to the other meetings that we've had, even though those weren't special, we've always had discussion before any motions were made. You're more than welcome to disregard that if you'd like, but normally speaking, we've always allowed discussion to happen.
I think just a meeting or two ago, we were corrected on that we should set more to the, leaving the discussion after the second. I believe you even counseled the
Mr.
second.
Chair, I would second that motion then, if that's the problem. Because I too believe that it's, we have an attorney hired. I see no sense in spending taxpayers' money on another attorney.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
I just want to restate, I handed you, three of you last week said you're not going to use email anymore. So I did email all of you, but I gave you a copy of my email today. And I'll just reiterate that we are able, and we are willing to advise the board on the different forms of government, if that's for the government. We will make the time to do it. We'll do it promptly. Schedule, a reasonable schedule that you give us. And I, for the life of me, don't understand why you feel you need to hire outside counsel.
Are we paying overtime now for the extra work?
No,
No, we're all on a salary.
we're not afraid to take on the extra work. I put in probably 14 hours of work this week. Data practices requests over the weekend. Extra compensation.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion fails. Is there any other motions on this issue?
Mr. Chair, I would move to authorize our board chair to obtain outside legal counsel to represent this board.
What purpose?
Is
I would second that motion.
motion's made and seconded, discussion?
Got a question, are you talking about all matters?
The matters that are before, for sure, the matters that are before us right now, so.
What you're saying is hire outside counsel to advise you on the different forms of county government? That's what the purpose of the meeting is.
Is there any other issues before us?
There's the issue of our administrator having outside legal counsel, which is related to that, but not specifically worded that way.
Well,
So
I just want to be clear what the motion is.
Yeah, yeah.
read it again then, Dave, I guess.
Okay, I'm probably going to need some help with the wording, but I want it to be fairly broad brushed, not real confining. But at the same time, I don't want it to be run amok either.
Well, we have many responsibilities, and I need to know, are you asking for the board to hire an attorney to replace us?
No, I'm not asking for
Dave,
the count.
could you hold on one, Jim, could you come up to the
No.
microphone, please?
I'm sorry. Jim Nordstrom, County Attorney. I just want to clarify what the motion is, because the motion that was made by you Commissioner Harms was a very broad motion. And there's only one thing on the agenda today. I assume you mean you want the chairperson to investigate or talk to attorneys to see if the board can hire somebody to advise the board on the different forms of county government, which is what the agenda item says. I just want to clarify if that's what you mean.
I was in favor of having this special meeting because my concern, and it was last Tuesday, as I elaborated in quite detail, same concern today, there could be a perceived conflict of interest by having our own in-house county attorney deal with this matter. If it comes that we're going to court or anything, our county administrator has sought the legal counsel of Lisa Bailey, assistant former attorney here in Wabasha County. There's an established relationship between you and her and you and Mr. Johnson, and it would just not be in the best interest for this board to utilize our own in-house staff. Now, I believe Mr. Harms's motion would allow us to talk about things related to a potential lawsuit as well as other forms of county government. Those are the two issues that I believe are in front of the board right now.
Well, there's only one motion, and I'm just asking him to clarify what he means by it.
I think it
Repeat
was,
the motion, please.
okay, I move to authorize our board chair to obtain outside legal counsel to represent this board. I will clarify it then, to represent us in the form of what type of government that we can look at, and also with respect to the issue that Commissioner Russian addressed with our county administrator having retained legal counsel that was a part of your office at one point, and the perceived conflict that could result from that.
There is no conflict,
Well, that's an opinion, sir,
and I'm entitled to one.
and I am also.
Yes, we are all entitled to opinions. That's what our government's about.
Isn't there something here that isn't in the stated agenda item?
Well, my concern is that the original motion, which has now been modified, would have essentially provided that whoever gets hired takes over the entire role of county attorney, and I don't believe Commissioner Harms intended that. I just wanted to be clear on that. We have a lot of other responsibilities that we have to do on a daily basis. So if the
Seems to
board
me- it
feels,
seems-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Seems to me the motion is pretty clear. It's all related to what we're dealing with. The strategic planning brought forth an idea to look at. That idea has been exploded. People hired attorneys. The board was trying to go through with strategic planning. As our mission statement says, we're trying to be fiscally responsible to our citizens. And in my opinion, which I guess I'm also entitled to one, that whole process has been sidetracked. And people have made all kinds of personal applications, etc., instead of us being able to go ahead with strategic planning and do some ideas that we had to go forward on. So we need, without conflicts of interest, we need legal counsel to help us look at all that.
Well, I think he's clarified his motion, so that was, my question's been answered.
Okay.
Hire legal. If you want to hire legal counsel to advise you on this issue, isn't this all spelled out black and white in statute already? And we've heard it a couple times from our legal counsel in-house, what it takes for the alternative forms of government, if that's truly what you're after. So why would we want to hear it again from somebody else, regardless of who they are? They can't make this stuff up. It has to be factual, and it has to be state statute that they're following. So I don't understand why you would spend, if you're being fiscally conservative, why you would spend dollars to hear it again from somebody else.
Thank you.
Sorry, my name is Pete Reister, and I forgot to identify myself at the beginning.
Thank you.
No, you can hear me. I think that the law can be interpreted by many different directions, and you see that in court sessions every day. And so have an outside counsel interject and give another opinion would be absolutely on the table.
Thank you. We're taking,
Catherine Spear, and I have a real deep concern here, that we have a county attorney that was elected by the people to run our county business. And now, it appears to me, we have a board that really doesn't want to let the people's attorney speak. They want to go out and get one of their own. That is not right, and it should be defeated.
thank you. Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Aye,
Robbie?
aye, I'm sorry.
What was your vote?
We should roll call.
Roll call. What was your vote?
Nay.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
3-2, the motion passes.
I move for adjournment.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn.
Did you have a second? I didn't hear a second.
Yes,
I did.
thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 No comment, or I guess not on adjournment?
Okay, we're adjourned.
Let's go for breakfast. Wanna go for breakfast?
How are you?